Welcome to the No Limits Podcast, where limits do not exist, where you can create cash flow, equity, and real freedom with the power of real estate.
3, 4.
No, we will begin.
Welcome to the dojo. The dojo.
Hi, this is Todd Toback, and welcome to the final part of our series, The Top 10 Mistakes Wholesalers Make When Talking to Sellers that Drive Away Their Prospects and Kill 90% of their deals. I can't emphasize how important this subject is. If you haven't listened to the first 4 episodes, you can listen to this one and then go back and listen to the other 4. But it is so critical that you know how to speak with sellers. You can spend all the money that you want in marketing. You can set up all the automation and fancy software, put out as many bandit signs. If you don't know how to convert, you're literally throwing away deals away to your competition and eventually put yourself out of business. If you learn the skills that I'm going to teach you here today, and also with the bonus videos that I'm going to give you at the end of this podcast series, you're going to see your business explode. You're going to see your conversions shoot through the roof. You're going to see your deal size expand and your lifestyle move to a level that you never thought possible. Now, if you haven't been to our website before, I've got a special gift for you. Go to NoLimitsRealEstateInvesting.com, and there you could download a copy of the No Limits Map, the Massive Action Plan, and this will show you how to do your first deal or your next deal and then scale that business up all the way up to 6 or 7 figures. Also, I want to clarify a little bit on our last episode. I got a note, and someone said I wasn't very clear on asking the tough question. So kind of reverting back to the last episode, I explained that one of the mistakes that real estate investors make is not asking the tough questions. And so let me give you an example. There was one time where I was in a negotiation on price, and I was going back and forth with the seller, and really, like, we were at an impasse, and she said she wanted more, right? And I was willing to pay less. And I was scared to say, if I'm going to offer you less, right, will that kill the deal? Right. And I remember in that negotiation, I didn't ask the seller, hey, listen, if I can't give you X, right, are you saying that we can't do business? One of my favorite questions, and I know I cheated a little bit. I told you what you should ask. And long story short, we bought the deal. We made money. But at the end, after we closed, that seller told me that actually she would have settled for a much lower price. And so I now use that question a lot when I'm at a negotiation. Are you telling me that if I can't pay X, that we can't do business? And inevitably, I'm going to get a yes or a no. One of my favorite questions. So if, by the way, you are listening to this series and you're wondering, wow, Todd, you're telling me everything not to do. What should I do? I've got a special bonus for you at the end of this podcast, a 3-part video series on actually how to speak with motivated sellers. So if you hang out to the end, I'll actually give you that link. Number 9. Okay, this is number 9 out of 10. The biggest mistakes that wholesalers make when speaking to motivated sellers that kill their prospects and their deals is they pressure the prospects to do the deal, which breaks rapport and pushes the prospect away. All right. A lot of times new investors, they're in front of a prospect and they're begging the seller to do business, right? They're saying how credible they are and, how good they are and that they'll close and that they've got experience or that it's an excellent price and that they should take it or the comps justify their price or the house needs so many repairs and just justifying or begging the seller to do business. Well, what happens is that when you do that, okay, the seller is going to run the other direction. Okay, when a dog runs out of the house and you chase the dog, what does the dog do? It runs away. Now, if you run the other direction, this is actually what I did with our puppy. It kind of looks funny, but if your dog runs out the door, right, and you run the other direction, it's going to chase you. So something that we do in our company, okay, is we pull away and we act like we don't need the deal. That's one of the strongest skills that you can develop, is develop an attitude like you could take it or leave it. And when you do that, your profit is going to shoot through the roof. You're going to have more fun. You're going to enjoy talking to sellers. And so if you really want to know how to do that, remember to watch that 3-part video series that I'm going to give you at the end of this episode. All right. The final and maybe one of the biggest mistakes that investors make when speaking with motivated sellers that kill their deals and drive away their prospects is they're timid about making a lowball offer. Right? They're deathly scared. They're embarrassed. They're afraid that the seller will hang up on them or throw them out of their house because the offer was too low. So what do? They just want to get a deal. They pray the seller will accept it, and they feel like there's some moral victory about locking up a deal and making $5,000 or $6,000 just for the moral victory. All right. I can tell you that the deeper I negotiate a deal, the easier it is to close. If the seller has to fight you and work for the deal, that deal is going to stick, right? And the seller is going to feel better about doing the deal after they sign on the dotted line. Right? Most investors, they negotiate against themselves, right? They come up on price. As soon as the seller winces at the price, they come up higher. And really, one of the things that you have to remember is that we offer speed and convenience, right? And if the seller was looking for the top price, they wouldn't be speaking to you. They would have listed it, right? It's not about the price. So don't be scared to go low. And I'm going to show you how to get the absolute lowest price from the seller and offer the ultimate value. All right. So I made a promise to you about, I told you what not to do. If you want to know what to do, here comes that link for that 3-part video series. Go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/convert. I'll say it again. nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/convert. And this is going to give you the video series to tell you what to say. So I hope you enjoyed this series. It's one of my favorite topics. I really think it's going to make or break your investing career. It has for me and for our sales team. And so really implement this stuff, and you're going to see your results shoot through the roof. Other than that, please don't forget to leave a review on iTunes. I love to hear from you, and I will talk to you on the next episode of the No Limits Real Estate Investing Podcast.